Do you know about Association of Indian Management Schools? It's a 34-year-old networking body of B schools in India, having a membership of about 600 top management institutions. AIMS focuses on professionalization of management education, protects interests of B schools, represents management institutions at national and international forums, financially supports members in academic events, funds research projects on management, disseminates management-related knowledge through its annual Management Education Convention, conferences, seminars, roundtables and workshops, organizes free weekly webinars on knowledge sharing and inspiring young leaders sessions for management faculty and students, supports B schools in admissions through ATMA, AIMS test for management admissions. Visit https://atmaims.com for more details. Publishes a biannual AIMS Journal of Management. Visit https://aimsjournal.com for more details. Circulates a quarterly e-newsletter on AIMS activities. Conducts workshops on case writing. Encourages AIMS members to be part of decision-making processes as members of chapter management committees and the executive board. Encourages students' participation in free weekly quiz competitions by providing support to interested institutions. Facilitates networking and interaction among B schools. Why would you like to remain a non-member of AIMS? Pay a very low one-time membership fee and enjoy many lifetime benefits. Visit https://aims.org.in for more details.
Can start, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Good evening, one and all. A warm welcome to all the participants and today's resource person to this knowledge sharing session on artificial intelligence in finance, organizing by AIMS, Association of Indian Management Schools, in collaboration with Business Standards. Myself, Dr. A Adisesha Reddy, Secretary, AP Chapter, Association of Indian Management Schools, and also Professor and Head, School of Management Studies, Lakireddy College of Engineering, located Mylavaram, NTR District, AP. To start this event, it's my privilege to tell some points and highlights about AIMS activities and initiations. AIMS, Association of Indian Management Schools, is a big networking body consisting of more than 700 members, including IIMs, ISB, XLRI, other prominent B schools throughout the country. It's mainly initiates and motivates and promotes management education. It is planning and designing the management program, syllabi, and also acting as a advocacy role to AICTE and UGC to implement this management education, including contemporary changes for the benefit of management education. It is also encouraging its member institutions and giving finance to organize faculty development programs, workshops, conferences, and other activities, especially to give awareness and knowledge to the faculty and the students in the developments of management education. It itself takes initiative to organize certain webinars connected to knowledge sharing sessions and inspiring young leadership since the last 2 years, which became very vibrant in the management education. And it is also takes initiation of conducting Atma test, which is a very popular test to take the admissions into management program, including top B schools. AIMS is every year it is conducting a flagship activity of annual convention, which invites international speakers and all the member institutions to discuss the progress of different activities and to debate and plan the future activities, and also reward the people who are actively participated in different activities and won the prizes. And this is about Association of Indian Management Schools. And this event is being organized in collaboration with Business Standards. I would like to say something about Business Standards. It's a renowned newspaper which caters the needs of business fraternity since long time, and publishing the emerging changes in business, updating the information to business society, also which is widely covering the events and activities of AIMS. We should thanks to the management of Business Standards, particularly Professor Bhattacharya, for joining hands to make this event more successful and colorful. Coming to the resource person and today's speaker of this today's event, Artificial Intelligence in Finance, Professor S Shanthakumari Now she is presently working with VIT-AP, VSB, VIT-AP University, Amravati, and she had a big experience in teaching, research, and administration. Earlier, she worked with PS Tech and also PSC IM, VIT Vellore, Coimbatore. And she has a successful leadership qualities, and she led the different positions like dean, director, and head of the department, program chair. She led all those positions very successfully and get the good name for those institutions. She has a rich experience with the research activities and published different papers in renowned journals in the area of management education. And she is more interested and initiated in the finance, particularly application of technology and artificial intelligence in finance operation is the interesting area of today's speaker. And she was a very successful teacher and also dynamic in nature to support in every aspect of the students as well as our scholars also. Coming to the event, today's knowledge sharing event, which is promoted by that aims in collaboration with the business standards, artificial intelligence in finance is one of the emerging and quite interesting topic for all the participants, including me. Artificial intelligence has got a big momentum with the growth of internet and cloud computing, which is widely applied in almost all the sectors in the globe, which includes engineering and agriculture, medicine, and also management education. Particularly, the different modules of management education like finance, HR, marketing, operations, etc., are effectively running with the help of artificial intelligence and all. And today's session is mainly focused on imparting knowledge on the need of application of artificial intelligence in the financial decision making, particularly the managers and business executives. Madam is providing awareness on the growth of AI and its contribution to the finance sector, and her speech emphasizes on the drivers of AI in banking sector, financial services, and insurance sectors, etc. The accuracy of forecasting and the future planning using AI tools can be highlighted by today's speaker. I hope that the participants will gain insightful knowledge on this use of AI in portfolio evaluation, credit assessment, algorithm trading, as well as risk management, etc. The speaker is also stress on the role of Python and R programming skills to solve the problems and enhancing the quick and accurate decision making in the business activities. So that comprehensive picture on the career and research opportunities using AI in finance can be discussed by today's eminent speaker. So with these few words, I would request today's speaker, Professor S Shanthakumari Garu, to take up the session, and all the participants are requested to mute your mics and post your queries and something, whatever the doubts in the chat box, which is available in front of you. At the end of the session, probably Madam will share her ideas and clarify your doubts. Last 15 minutes are meant for clarifying the doubts. Now the session is handed over to Professor S Shanthakumari, Madam.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. This session, I think AI in finance, I would like to thank the AIMS Association and then Adisesha Reddy sir and then Nandagopal sir for giving me this opportunity. Because this topic is the upcoming topic and everyone would like to do research in this topic, or everyone would like to take up a job in this topic. So we thought that this topic would reach the B schools because most of the ITs, they are into AI and ML, but the B schools also, we are into business analytics, but focusing on AI and ML application in finance is more important. So we thought this particular session with this topic would be more useful for the students plus the faculty fraternity. So why AI and finance? Like I have a story, like when we started in our early days, we used to think that men will be replaced by the robots. So this was the story which we heard. So we were afraid, like, no, when machine came, computers came, because I studied BSc computer science. So that time they told most of the jobs will not be there, human will not get jobs. So everything will be replaced by the machines. But what really happened is, after learning all these techniques, we find that still human need is there. So we should learn all these things, and then we should only make the decision, because machine will give you the output and the accuracy, but we should decide whether to apply it or not. So human factor is still there. So don't think that, okay, machine will take over, machine will give you solution. So I want to start with that your contribution and your involvement is also very important here. So we know that artificial intelligence, we want the machine to replicate the human intelligence. So we wanted to perform tasks. So now we have many tasks which has been performed by robots, like serving food. Even they are trying to do the operations. All these things, like nurses, etc., etc. In every area we have seen healthcare. Every area we see. But now in finance, yes, it is very important, because in India, the most of the GDP contribution is by financial services or IT-enabled services. So when we are into financial services, I think during the financial crisis, we saw that all the other countries' banking system had a problem. But Indian banking system, we were able to manage it, because our stringent compliances, the regulations by RBI, the following of Basel norms, everything helped us. But again, the tools, the technology or the tools which supported us to get back this regulation, that helped us more. So you know that we had trading. Yes, trading became automated in 1994 after NSE came into picture. So everything is online trading. But now we want everything as algorithm trading. So let it predict us and give us the solution so that we can decide what can be done. So finance, I'm going to cover how AI can be applied in corporate finance. It can be applied in banking. It can be applied in insurance, and then the stock market also. Because every time I divide finance in all these areas, like corporate finance, banking, because these are the areas where students can get a job, and we as a faculty also should guide the students, and students also should know what are the jobs which are available in which area. Okay, so my main focus is AI is very important, but how do we use it in finance? Because finance, we think that we have to do the work, we have to analyze. Excel was there. We had other EViews for doing econometric analysis. So now, the need of the advanced techniques, the advanced languages is also very important. So when we see the growth of artificial intelligence from 1950 itself, people started using machines to replace the men. Okay, so it started in 1950, then we came to machine language in 1980s, then now it is deep learning, where we have abstract data, we have volume of data, but we want to take meaning from the abstract data which is available. So a lot of data are there. You have text analytics, so we want to know sentimental analysis to know whether people feel good about Infosys not paying salary or to 900 employees. Okay, so when that news came into picture, we just wanted to know whether this is a bad news or good news. So we do have sentimental analysis, where we can take all the data from social media, the opinions, etc., and find out whether it is a good news or bad news. Okay, because just not like forecasting only quantitative data, we have to look into even the qualitative data. So that's what is happening after 2010 in terms of deep learning. So in finance, I think we are using the statistics. In terms of beta, we started with statistics. We started with the Markowitz theory, where we used covariance and the correlation impact, because negative correlated stocks were considered to be the best stocks while preparing the portfolio. So all these things came into picture when we have the subject knowledge of finance. We have used statistics, that we can't deny. We have used statistics everywhere in creating portfolio. We were very good in using it, using Excel, etc. But now, the trend is changing, and then we also have to develop Okay, so there are different types of artificial intelligence which they divide into narrow, general, and strong. So the narrow one is very specific, so it does only the specific domain one. The general one is able to do what the human can do, so it's trying to replicate the human. The strong artificial intelligence is trying to override the human also, like no, it's trying to predict and give us more solution than the human, taking in all the emotions and other data also. In type 2, they classified it as reactive machine. Reactive machine is the chess playing. You play with a computer, no? So how does it react? You move one, you make a move, and then the other person makes the move. So that is the type of artificial intelligence which we started with. Then we had limited memory, where the data storage and the algorithm storage is very less. Then they developed a theory of mind where emotions were taken. So I told sentimental analysis, and then voice recognition, the face recognition, which we are talking about, all those things, they started it. And now we have the self-awareness part of artificial intelligence, where the machine itself can do the reinforcement learning. That means they can learn by the data which they have resulted earlier. So they take the previous output, then they analyze the previous output with the current situation data, and then they can decide what can be done. So that is the high end which we are talking about. So these are the developments which happened in AI. So we can classify it. So now I think the strong one and the general one is what is people are dying to do it, like replicating, replacing human. That's what they wanted to do it, but it will take some more time for us. So the major drivers, like why do we need artificial intelligence? Is a lot of data is available. If you click, you have a lot of databases in finance. Especially earlier, we started with Capitaline as a database for our research. Then we went to CMIE database as our research. Then we looked into money control, or we looked into the Yahoo Finance for our data. Now we have Bloomberg, which has the worldwide data where we can make a lot of analysis, a prediction, the algorithm trading, all those things which are available. So this, the data, now makes us to think, okay, a lot of research is possible, especially, the people who are doing survey research, they have time consuming because they have to go to the field, they have to design the questionnaire, they have to test the questionnaire, they have to do pilot study, and then they have to analyze it and then come back to all the analysis. But when it comes to finance, we tell it is very good because we have all the data, secondary data is available. Only thing is we have to do the cleaning, pruning, and then start analyzing. So this data is available in our market. So we have bulk of data. So Bloomberg, most of the universities, I think, which is affiliated to AIMS, have Bloomberg database. Your IAMs, your IITs have Bloomberg database. Most of the tier 2 colleges, B schools also have Bloomberg database. So we have a lot of volume of data which is available. If we need, we can also buy. Nowadays, I think NSE is selling the data, the tick data, the minute by minute data. Earlier it was free, we can download it, but now we have to pay the money and get the data. So that is also available. So you do have a lot of data which is there. Then came in the infrastructure. So we had cloud computing. Now the storage is not a problem at all. You need not buy a system and you need not have a server at home. You can just take a rent of the cloud storage, and then you can store whatever data and you can access from anywhere. You need not worry about your pen drive getting affected. So all these things are there. So when this is there, when your software, when your processing speed is increasing, I think your AI, ML, whatever programming running is very easy. You get in fraction of seconds. So based on the volume of data, based on your processor speed, I think it takes maximum 5 to 10 minutes to give you the output, and then you can make a decision very quick. So that's the one reason why AI is developing now. Then another thing is the risk management. That is your regulatory frameworks. RBI is asking for regulation. Your SEBI is asking for regulation. Your Basel norms are there for banking industry. IRDA is asking for regulation. So they are telling know your customer because money laundering is happening. So anti-money laundering you have to do. So you have to check whether you're giving the bank account only to the eligible people so that money is transferred properly. So all these things has to be monitored. So it becomes like AI is very important for risk management, especially in finance, because like unless you manage your money is everything. We tell it is a lifeblood of any organization or the economy. So if you don't manage our money properly, end of the day, it's going to be very tough. So risk management, yes, we have lot of regulation which thought that, okay, how do we think that these can be done? But now AI makes it very simple that we are following all the risk management practices in a good way. Like we do have operational risk, AI face recognition in ATM can be possible. Okay, theft we are avoiding. we are not having just security. We can do more of high-end camera and then recognize who is the theft, etc., etc. All these things are bringing in more of changes. Next thing is the cost. Okay, the result making or the efficiency, the time in which you give the claim back, the time in which you are processing the loan, the time in which you forecast the tomorrow's stock price, everything. It reduces your cost factor and the time factor also here, and the revenue growth. So when you minimize all your risk, I think the revenue will also grow. So this is the reason why people want here the less computing cost you have, faster communication speed you have, and you have sensors, everything which is inexpensive. It has become less cost now. Amazon, if you click, yes, we can get it delivered. Even from China, you can get it delivered if you want some product in your AI or face recognition, voice recognition at a nominal cost. That is what is really happening. And that is the reason why AI, in use of finance is more developing now. So when we talk about what happened in terms of finance and how we started using it with data visualization. So that finance, we are very good in charts. So we only tell what is the comparative statement earlier. So what is the current ratio? A bar chart we used to do, and then we used to tell the current ratio is this, it has increased or decreased. What is the component of current ratios? We have stake chart which tells that okay, cash is more or inventory is more. So we had visualization which is there. We started our research with visualization. Okay, we had line chart for all our stock market data. Okay, everything we had visualization. Then we came in with a lot of developments like Tableau, Power BI. So these had dashboards. So now rather than PPT, PowerPoint or the visualization which we make with Excel, we do have dashboards which can be animated or which can give us even the regression analysis in Tableau. Okay, so you can do the regression, you can do the correlation, you can do even the discriminant analysis and the cluster analysis in Tableau, so that it can be projected, and then the dashboards can show a better result to the people. Then it came with the AI, like you have the forecasting techniques, and then you have the traditional statistical modeling, predictive modeling, which we did. We have already known regression model. We all know application of multi-regression model. But again, it came in terms of logistic regression and then probit regression. And then all these regression were there. When we had SPSS, yes, we were very comfortable. We used all these SPSS as a tool for running all the logic, probit, etc., etc. Then we had discriminant analysis that is used for Z-score model. That is to identify the bankruptcy of the bank. I think Almond has formulated one model called as Almond Z-score model. So he used only discriminative analysis long back. In 1950s itself, he used discriminant analysis to find out what is whether the person will be bankrupt or not, whether we can give loan to the company or not. So those type of models were already there. We did the traditional ML modeling after that using Python and R programming. Now it is only deep learning programming because we have lot of data. So very vast data, abstract data, which has to be converted to meaningful data. Say, for example, even your annual report, which the text can be taken in, and then we can do the analysis of the text using the language processor, natural language processor, and then identify whether the disclosure is there. So we are talking about corporate governance. We want to do some research in corporate governance. So if you know this particular tool, we can look into the text analytics or the NLP, and then find out whether there is a good news from the your annual report, whether every disclosures are satisfied, like the statutory disclosures which are there. You have to tell him whether board of directors are attending the meeting, how many board of directors are there, how many meetings they attend, what is the CEO remuneration, whether it is given rightly. So all these data has to be disclosed. Then the shareholder pattern, whether they are disclosing the actual shareholder pattern. So you have to tick all those things, telling that okay, this particular annual report is very good or not. That can be now done with AI, with deep learning. We need not sit and do all the data analysis. Earlier, one of my students used to tell, he was a CA. Every day he used to vet 2 annual report to find out whether the company is doing good. He is working in Ernst & Young. Now he is a director in Ernst & Young. So he told me that he every day vets 2 annual report. But now I feel I don't need that much 2 days for vetting it with deep learning. You can just do it in fraction of second, just with the text analytics or your NLP, natural language processing. Like you read it and find out whether everything is covered or not. So it has advanced such a way that we are becoming a leader in AI. That's what I have to tell in the area of finance, especially in area of finance, because data is in our hand. We have stock market data, we have annual report data, we have every data in our hand. So we need not go for survey. We do go for survey for behavioral finance, but we are talking about the other data which are available for forecasting, for everything. So this particular source is taken by PwC, that is PricewaterhouseCoopers report on 2022, which talks about the growth and then what happened and how industry is using it. There is the financial industry is using it. So this is what has been the growth. So there is a lot of demand in AI. That's what I have to tell. And we have been doing it. Indians are every time the first in doing it. We have been doing it long since, the auditing or whatever, no, in terms of finance, doing budgeting, forecasting, everything we use this Excel or Lotus or whatever that when I studied it was Lotus. So all these things we used and then we did the forecasting, but now it is becoming, efficient. That means in terms of time and result, it is very efficient nowadays. So what do we do in corporate finance? So corporate finance, I have divided it as, yes, it is very important because the company has to know whether they have done good. So today I just went through the annual report of Infosys. Okay. So we saw that, no, their market capitalization has come down. And we have seen, yes, their earning per share is good, 55 rupees. It has increased. But why, after all these things in 2022-23, why people are leaving Infosys now? Why they are not able to give salary? Why 999 people are not able to give salary? So these things, makes an interest to make an analysis on Infosys, telling that what is wrong. Like, is balance sheet is very good. Balance sheet is giving you a lot of earning per share. Dividend also they are giving 69% payout ratio. So the company is very good. But what happens in terms of the real market, stock market, today, I think Infosys price 5%, it has gone down. Okay, because of the news which is coming out. So the performance of the company is good in terms of corporate finance, but in stock market trading, the share price has really come down. So what is the relationship with that? So first we have to look into the fundamentals. So when we make any investment, I think we look into the fundamental, that is the corporate finance. So we use all the AI, ML, and statistical modeling for forecasting, especially the capital budgeting, the corporate budgeting, which we do, the flexible or whatever, the fixed budgeting, which we do. So we do the if-then analysis. We use the solver model to find out what will happen if the price increases or what will happen if the cost increases, etc., etc. We do all those things and find out what is the estimated cash flow. But how far it is accurate to tell that capital budgeting, take nano case. So nano case, they introduced initially, but we told that it is a failure. Their projection in terms of the number of units sold and the sales revenue was not that correct. So there was a failure in the initial stage. Then they coped up and then they came to be positive because it was sold at 1 lakh because he promised it to be 1 lakh, but the actual cost is more than 1 lakh. So as the years goes on, when they did the research, they found out that, okay, they have to increase the price based on the product. So we do all these cash flow estimation and then see how far this project can be accepted or not. So in corporate finance, we just want to know whether this particular investment is good or whether we have to invest our money in that. So for that, we have to do the proper estimation of cash flows. In that, first, we have to start with the estimation of the sales volume and the selling price. So estimation of your selling price, your cost price, that needs AI and ML. Okay. So the prediction should be accurate, 99% or whatever accuracy. If it is there, then our outcome or investment will give a return on investment. Then talks about the expense also. So we are in the cost reduction mode. Most of the company are not the price determinants. They are only following the market prices. We are replicating it. So here, when we are talking about expenses, we would like to control the cost here. So mostly cost reduction is what is the model followed by most of the company. So what all expenses can be controlled? That's what we have to analyze using AI and ML. So whether we have to focus on reducing the transport or the cost, advertising cost, or should we minimize the telephone cost because we use paperless environment, everything online. So all these reductions are happening now. That is also being projected. Okay, so the risk factor, we do scenario analysis and sensitivity analysis to find out whether which will be the best option, which will be the best capital structure. We are talking about investment. Once investment is over, we need money. That is sources of funding. So which will be the optimal capital structure, the capital mix. We talk it as capital mix. So we tell debt equity, how much is a proposition of debt and equity we can use. So those things, we can analyze using the AI and ML to get the optimum capital mix with minimum cost of capital, because our main objective is minimizing the cost of capital. So that area also we can use our predictive finance to find out what will be the cost of capital, what will be the best combination of the debt and equity. So mostly we are into increasing of profits. So what do we do in terms of increasing profits also is used in corporate finance. So everything is projection here, prediction here. So we apply in all the four areas, whether how much dividend has to be given. Okay, is dividend has to be given if projects are there. All these decisions we can take from AI, even from the news. Say for example, if the government gives a budget telling that it is favorable, the government is going to give lot of loans now, okay, has released, okay, your money supply is more in the economy, okay, so the bank is going to give loan. These news is positive for you. So when you take that positive news from the paper and then make it as a NLP, and then you run a program telling that it is a positive impact on sources of funding, so I can start a new project. So we can apply the AI and ML concepts in corporate finance, even in the text analytics part of it, or the sentimental analysis part of it, or in forecasting, because most of the time our data is time series data. So we would like to forecast and find out what will happen next, what decision we have to take next, because ours is a postmortem of what has happened and we are doing it. Next is like financial statement analysis, which we have to do it. We do ratio analysis. The ratios of banks are completely different from the ratios of the manufacturing company and the services sector. So the program has to be tuned such a way that if you give a manufacturing sector, it has to tell you what is the performance. If you give a services sector, like IT, it has to tell, because they don't have inventory ratio, they don't have all those turnover ratio. So it has to give us the key crux of what all ratios has to be taken, and then it has to give us the data based on that. So it has to identify that this comes from this particular sector and then give us the data. Then forecasting, yes, forecasting is very important in terms of capital budgeting forecasting, in terms of expense forecasting, sales forecasting. In managing cash also, we know that we should not keep more cash in hand. Cash and the liquidity and profitability are inversely related. So if you keep more cash in hand, your profitability may come down. So what do we do in terms of liquidity? Okay, how much is the optimal cash which we can have? So we have all those model, but I don't know whether we teach models in your
interruption. People are asking for full screen. Can you please show full screen?
Yes, sir. It's clear, sir?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now it's okay.
Okay. So when we're talking about liquidity, profitability and liquidity, so we look into this particular part and we just want to know how much cash, optimum cash we can keep. Inventory also, we know that nowadays, we can't determine, we don't know the pandemic situation. We can't keep, the storage of inventory and increase the cost of, the storage or inventory cost. So we have to know what is the optimum level of inventory, what is the optimum level of cash which we can have, so that, we can have a positive or a good operating cycle. Okay. The cash conversion cycle should be minimum. So those calculations can be done with the scenario and sensitivity analysis with AI and ML. Mergers and acquisition, yes, we have to acquire. Even now banks are merged together. So when we go for all those corporate decisions on mergers and acquisition, we would like to value the other company in terms of their qualitative and quantitative data. Then only decide whether to take them for as an acquisition or as a merger. How much is the ratio, split the exchange ratio which you can give? Say for example, swap ratio is for every 1 share I can give you 2 share, or for 2 share I can give you 1 share. All these things were done by merchant banker, but they did a lot of analysis to do this. So nowadays, your AI and ML can help in this area to decide what will be the optimal, the swap ratios, which can, minimize your the cost and etc. of acquisition. You can get a good organization with an optimum cost. So these things are there in corporate finance. Next thing, it is the bird view of what is used in financial services industry. So when it comes to financial services industry, where all can we use? So we started, as per the time, we started with initial. We have more than 8 years where we have logit and logistic regression, and then credit scorecard. I told Almond scorecard is there, which was the earliest model. 1950s we used this model. 1970s they upgraded the model based on listed companies, non-listed companies, manufacturing, services, like that. They brought in different model. So that has an aging of more than 8 years. That modeling has the aging of more than 8 years. In 5 to 8 years, you can see that there is chatbot. Okay, so every mobile, you started using your mobile, so everywhere you can get do you want any help? Immediately when you log in, there will be a message message which comes that, no, do you want to chat with me? Do you want any help? So we can do all the, whatever we want, we can get it solved. Like, how do we open an account? So what do we do when there is a death in our family? Like, how do we convert from one person to other? Every doubt, no, it is being clarified by the chatbot. Then we came with customer to churning ratio. So we thought that, no, we have to retain the customer because the privatization of banks, everything happened, and then we had lot of competitors here. So switching no cost has become no more for them. It is less, for company it's costing more. So people shift from one particular bank to the other bank, one particular insurance. We initially had only LIC, but now we are thinking about we went for MetLife, which is now PNB, Paribas, all those things. Then we had HDFC, SBI life insurance. So the retention is becoming very important. So they started with customer retention because most were bank assurance. That time, the concept of bank assurance came into picture. So we have to retain a lot of customers. So they did decision tree. All those things were done in. It's having an age of like maximum 5 years to 2 years to 5 years. We are talking about fraud detection. Yes, most of the people they didn't repay. We know that. Okay, the non-performing assets of the banks increased. Even the claim, that is the insurance claim, was not paid properly, and people started claiming wrongly, with false data. So we are supposed to identify who is having the right claim, so that we will give the right money to the right people at the right time. Okay, so these are the things which they started identifying. Okay, then they started the sentimental analysis just to find out whether the stock market or the data is correct or wrong. So credit scoring models, again with neural networks, they started using it. And then now we have robo advisory. Like your investment advisors is with robo advisory. They just ask you what is your risk level, what is your family members, what is your income, etc. They decide your your financial planning for your whole family, and then they give you everything. So funding also, it's been done. Say for example, your mutual fund, all those things. If you want to prepare a portfolio, even that can be done using your AI. And you have your know your customers, where we submitted all the documents. After this pandemic situation, I think that also become online. So they use the video recognition, the recognition of videos, and then they claim that this particular person is the person who's applying for the account, and then they gave account. So KYC became more flexible in terms of using AI after the pandemic situation. So now there are a lot of other models for pricing the products, pricing your insurance product, valuing your assets, valuing your insurance products. Then voice AI, recognizing your voice. So if people talk, customer care, can we recognize, are they real in terms of talking, or are they making fun or wasting our time? So all those things are being done now. Even nowadays, they tell that IoT is being used. They are even monitoring the house. If you have taken a property insurance, a house insurance, theft insurance, they have a mechanism of monitoring your house also, like to check whether actually your claim is correct, is the theft happening. And then if any accidents happen, nowadays we do only send the videos, okay, of the car damages. If it is available in the, say for example, in the traffic signal videos, if it is available, we can also take that and give it to them to find out whether the accident was real claim. And then they can do all the analysis, and then they can check whether the numbers and everything is very clear, and then it can be processed in a fraction of second. So this has helped us a lot. So in banking sectors, yes, we have automated lot of things. So we had started with ATM, and then after that, deposits are also automated. So these things came into picture. Now we start with chatbots. Then the main thing which we want to find is the frauds. Like who are the defaulters, who will not pay us the loan. Rather than giving the loan and then checking whether they are defaulted or not, it is better to check whether to give loan to these people or not. How do we categorize these people as risk people? How do we have customized product for them? So all these things are very important now. And now we are talking about bank assurance. The bank itself is giving lot of other products which are available. So they also are in need of predicting markets. They want to invest in other. You can see nowadays everything is told as subject to market risk. So these people are also investing in other stocks. They are also making investments. So they also need to make market trends. They also want to know what is the salary package, whether more deposits will come to the bank. Okay, those type of analysis banks has to do. This year, will the deposit be there? Will there be an adequate CRA ratio? Will I be able to maintain the liquidity position? Okay, or should I take the loan from RBI? All these analysis can be done using the AI. So that is a big help for banking industry because that improves their efficiency. So these are the areas where we can use AI in banking. The cyber security and fraudulent, we know phishing is happening, and then lot of no other OTT or OTP stealing, everything is happening. So AI helps us in minimizing all those things. Chatbots is there. Most applicable one is they started early in 1950s is for the credit loans. That is this model was used for the credit scoring model. So now they are using advanced model for credit scoring, then tracking market trends. They are collecting sentiments of the customers to retain the customers, because now if I don't like SBI, I can go to ICICI. So there is a shift which I can do as a customer. So they want to retain it. So they are capturing all the customer experience, and mostly the risk management based on the RBI and based on the your BIS, that is your Basel norms. All these things are done, and mostly they use the predictive model. What can happen tomorrow, like whether we need money, whether no, what is the economic condition tomorrow, economic survey report, what does it tell? So which is the priority lending sector which will be given by the RBI? So based on that, how much loan we have to disperse to the education industry, how much should we disperse to the agriculture or microfinance or to the energy sector? Is there any policy changes? No, all these things can be done using NLP, just to find out whether these things have an impact on your backs. So in terms of insurance, yes, fraud prevention, fraud claims are more, so we have to prevent that. Then customer analysis, so you have to customize the product. You know that earlier, no, they used to bring a chart or Excel sheet telling that if you are investing this, you have to pay a premium of this. So nowadays everything is in the AI mode. So if you tell what is your age, any smoking habit or drinking habit, everything you have, everything is being fed in, and then immediately they tell this is the whatever, no, the premium which you can pay for this particular amount. So this is how it has been improved in the insurance industry. The claim management also, because it's a probability chance only, so they have to predict how much claim can come. Okay, because they have to maintain their profitability also. They are also investing in other stock markets and giving returns. So this claim management is also one of the area which they have to do the forecasting. And then all these things, if they use their operations, no, like processing the application for taking up a policy, and then the claim policy redemption, all these things, no, will reduce the time and efficiency. Artificial intelligence can be used for trading. So when we are talking about trading now, AI in trading is nothing but algorithm trading. So we use a lot of algorithms for trading, and then people would like to know when to choose what stocks to choose, because there are a lot of stocks. So when earlier we told that fundamental analysis is enough for choosing the stock, but now the timing for exit and entry is very important. So we need your technical analysis part for it. So how do we link both the fundamental and the technical analysis using AI, so that the algorithm gives us the perfect algorithm to maximize our return plus minimizing our risk also, because we have to optimum the risk. So we do have efficient frontier. So many people are using data envelopment analysis. Okay, those type to just make in see that is used in retailing also. We can use in portfolio creation also. So tools like data envelopment analysis is used for making an optimal portfolio using efficient frontier model. So that's the best way of minimizing your risk and maximizing your profit using the portfolio choosing. So when we're talking about algorithm trading, I think we have to do quantitative analysis. High frequency trading is possible because now everything is tick data, that is minute by minute data, second by second data we have. Arbitrage strategies, yes, we don't have between the stock exchanges, but we do have between the different exchanges like derivative market and the spot market. Yes, we can formulate the strategies and then decide whether to hedge our product or not to hedge the product. So what are the models they use is predictive modeling. Yes, we do use predictive modeling to predict what will happen to the stock price tomorrow, whether we can buy or whether even in terms of this can be applied even for currency market, even it can be applied for the gold. Okay, whether to invest on gold, what will be the model today? Say many people are taking the schemes, the gold schemes, no monthly gold schemes. So they take the market price rather than telling that I'm investing every time 10,000. End of the scheme, I will get whatever is remaining. But people like to opt for daily market price of the gold. So they see the daily market price. They want to predict which market price is feasible for them now, whether the price will be increasing or decreasing. So based on that, they can invest on that particular day on that and fix that particular price, so that they will get the same gram on the when the redemption happens at the market price during that time. So this predictive modeling can be used for currency, it can be used for the gold or whatever the commodity trading. We do use sentimental analysis. I told you, like, we can look into the news which is coming out about the companies, about the government policies, etc., using NLP and find out whether to invest or not. So these are the developments which is happening in AI and reinforcement learning. The software itself learns on itself, and then it gives you the perfect no recommendations, telling that okay, the past data, the present data, it takes the past learning and then fixes into the present learning, and then no, it's mostly used for the abstract level of data, the big data which we talk about. So what is the impact of AI in finance? In banking, they are telling that it's going to be a additional 1 trillion market. So by 2030, that's the McKinsey report. PwC tells that 70% of Indian banks are investing in AI for better customer insight and experience, because a lot of banks are there. Though we go for mergers, the banks which comes are very high. So they are looking into retaining the customers, and then credit decision, whether to give loan. Even NBFCs, not only the banking sector, the non-banking financial sectors also are using, because they are lending, leasing, hire purchase, etc. is being given. So 20% increase in loans for individual without credit histories. Okay, all these things, no, they have AI to predict it, and then they are doing this whatever. No, you are talking about the chatbot to use it for balance inquiry, fund transfers, etc., etc. The that is also increasing. So that's the growth and impact of AI which is there, and this is a trend. Okay, the light blue which talks about the traditional AI, the little dark blue is talking about the advanced model which we use. The traditional AI model is the credit scoring model which we use, the statistical model which we use. The advanced one is deep learning, NLP, etc., etc. Now we call it as generative AI, where we have chat GPT, we have robot advisors, all these things. It is increasing by now. So you can see there is a trend of increase in capital investment market, asset management, corporate banking, wealth management, retail banking, software engineering, because where they give us software. Okay, mostly they use only generative AI. Risk and legal, we are using it. IT and finance, we are using it. Talent acquisition, HR in finance, we are using it. So what is the expertise which is needed? So when you talk about, if you want a job or if you want to do something in AI, what all you have to know? If you want to be an AI engineer, these are the areas which you have to focus. It starts from soft skills to the technical skills. So we are talking about Python, we are talking about your NLP, you're talking about the AI chatbot, your artificial intelligence, neural network, deep learning, signal processing, cyber security, cloud computing, and especially the problem solving skills, which is we talk about human skills. When we talk about the soft skill or the human skills, the problem solving, the creativity, and the emotional intelligence also, because working with machine, we also need to be with people, understand the empathy. So emotional intelligence also needed. So these are the skills which is required by a student. If as a faculty, if we have to tell them if they need a career in AI, they have to develop in all these areas. As a faculty also, we can also develop, because mathematics and statistics is a base. So if they tell analytics, because most of the students are afraid of numbers, so it's better to tell them that if you need a role or a job in AI, it's important that you start with mathematics and statistics. So when I'm talking about the job, okay, so you have a lot of job opportunities which are there for AI engineers in services sector. So with 2-3 years experience, you can take a monthly pay of 85 to 87,000. So this is what is already available in the market. There are a lot of jobs which are available, which we talk about. So when you give a keyword like jobs in finance using AI, you will get a lot of jobs, even the AI in finance job in other sector like medicine, like pharmaceutical, biotechnology, automobile, etc., etc. You have a lot of options which are available. So the future is only AI and the data science which we talk about. the traditional, it doesn't mean that we don't have the traditional jobs. We will have traditional job, but if we have an added advantage with all these knowledges, I think our students will get a better pay, or as a student, you can get a better pay in the future. Thank you.
Yeah, it's quite interesting and quite impressive. When I see this chat box, almost all the members are appreciating, and then they felt very happy towards your, good presentation. And one participant is asking a simple question, that how can you use this artificial intelligence in finance modeling, madam?
Financial modeling, sir. So we do financial modeling like GAR charts, whatever he's talking about. It may be an econometric model in which we start with, or we can do discriminant analysis also, because now we are talking about finance. When I say finance, we thought that we will apply only the forecasting models, okay? Arima model, Adi Gach model, etc., etc. But when it comes to discriminant analysis, people are doing even discriminant analysis also. So when I'm talking about financial modeling, like your portfolio creation, we do portfolio creation. We use that CAPA model for cost of capital creation. There we use the sensitivity analysis, telling that if the percentage of risk is increasing like this, if the market risk is increasing like this, how do we know what is the cost of capital? So for every area in terms of financial modeling, whether it is in corporate finance, or whether you want to create a portfolio using data envelopment analysis, or whether you want to forecast using the time series analysis, that is the basic ARIMA, to the whatever you are talking about, the seasonality which you have to bring in. Everything is very easy in Python and in R programming. That is your modeling, which it's very easy. So application of financial modeling than Excel, I felt, because I have learned all these things because I want to upgrade my knowledge. Even I used Excel till now, but I feel Python and R programming is much better than all these things. And AI, we have applied from the beginning. The efficient frontier is an AI only. We prepared a model. The Almond Z-score model, which I talked about, the discriminant model, is also an AI, which we used earlier. But now we have to use advanced, like NLP or the your neural networks, all these things, algorithms, advanced algorithms we have to use to predict, so that the accuracy will be between 95 to 99 or something, so that we can implement that model. I hope I have answered this question.
Yes, I guess there is some technical issue from sir's end.
Okay. Any other questions in the chat box, sir?
One second, madam.
I think one question is, how is AI useful in trading intraday? I think we talk about algorithm trading. Algorithm trading is only using the data, that is every minute by minute data only, the intraday data only it is using, and it is predicting what to buy, when to buy, etc., etc. So you have to decide what model you have to use, whether you are using the technical analysis part of it, or either you have to go only by fundamental, that is the corporate finance part of it, whether I'm using only the fundamental part of it, looking into the ratios, their management quality, because Benjamin Graham Bell, he tells look into the fundamentals, and then Warren Buffett also looks into the fundamentals. But there are many people who are trading, that is speculators, they look into the technical analysis part of it, because they want to have more money within the day. So all these things can be done, but your programming has to be with the span of data. So you have to predict with that particular data which you are having, like okay, may I take from morning to this, so I want to close by evening, what happens? So that data will be from morning data, tick data available. But that streamline of data you can get only from Bloomberg, or you can get it from NSE. You have to pay for it if you want tick by tick data. So get it, or otherwise you can use Code Tracker. Like in Code Tracker, if you link it with NSE terminal, I think it gives you the latest tick by tick data. You can set the timing and you can get the tick by tick data, and you can export it to Excel. But you will not get the old data. You will get the data the time you log in and the time you exit. So if you want to do intraday trading, you can do it, and you can make an analysis using the intraday data. But only thing is, where do you get the data from? The source, I think you have to collect it. Which model,
Which machine learning algorithms are widely used in finance, madam?
Say the machine learning language, which I think like it is widely used, is the supervised and unsupervised. So whether you had a dependent variable, whether you have a target variable, or whether you don't have a target variable, okay, that's your problem. That is your research problem. So think about your research problem and choose the model. So whether you want to use supervised learning, okay, whether you want to use unsupervised learning without a dependent variable, just to identify the pattern, okay, clustering the group, just to find out which particular type of customers will prefer which type of products in a bank. Okay, if you want to do it, those type of things, you can cluster it. Okay, that is an unsupervised learning. So you can't restrict. I can't tell this is the best model. It depends on your problem. Okay, so do you want a structured one, or do you want an unstructured one? Do you want a dependent variable and independent variable? So what is your problem? What is your objective of your problem? Based on that, you can decide the model. There are a lot of models. I told you, the discriminant model also can be used in finance. You can use all the time series models also in finance. I have used your SVM. Support vector machine, that particular programming also have been using for finance, stock market data. So everything has been used for the data. So it depends on your problem. You can use any model for the data.
Yeah, madam, out of curiosity, I'm asking you a simple question that
Yes.
When you're talking about the insurance application of AI in insurance sectors,
Yes, sir.
There is one point you mentioned, that early fraud detection.
Yes.
Yeah, can you please explain?
Yes, sir. What people do in foreign countries is, I think that also can be brought here. Say, for example, the accidents which we create. No, end of the day, if you don't claim, some people try to show something and claim that okay, some small accident has been done. Can I get an insurance, etc., etc. So nowadays they are taking the video part of it, from the traffic or whatever, the video part of it, whether captured by the policeman in that particular scene. That particular video is taken, and then they do the recognition, video face recognition, the recognitions of the objects, etc., etc. Then they see the intensity, and then they give it immediately, because they don't want to waste the time. Okay, so they want to process immediately, and they want to find out the right house, even in terms of the theft or fire accidents, etc., etc. We have camera at home, so they try to get the feed from there, and then they use the algorithm to find out whether it really happened, and then whether you have proof for it, etc., so that the claim can be justified. So this is what they're using in AI in terms of insurance sector, to find out whether there is a fraud claim or whether there's a genuine claim.
Okay, other important problem when we are talking about banking sector operations, most of the situations, yes, we are hearing,
yes, sir. In terms of
thefts and transferring of the money.
Yes, sir. When you talk about those areas, we do have a camera, because when I go to the bank, I see why the camera is not working. So everywhere, wherever we can capture the camera, and we do have the networking. So usually, the face recognition helps us to identify everything fast, the theft. Or say, for example, your account is being transferred, or they ask you OTP, and your old parent have given the money to them. So immediately within 24 hours, they are trying to process, what will happen, and then who has done it, and then try to process it very fast. So that is what is happening nowadays. We are able to track it very fast, because those type of transfer is also happening, those type of cheating is also happening. But this AI will help us to identify which location, the tracking, because everyone uses a mobile, sir. So we know where they are doing it, which mobile they did it, etc. So those type of tracking is very possible with the support of the cyber crime people, and then that helps us to find out everything back. So your NLP or the whatever now we are talking about, chat GPT, even creating false face or a replica of the face, replica of documents, etc., etc. That's upcoming things which we are talking about. There may be cheating
even
also, sir,
the customer is given some documents in one insurance company. It can be copied when we are going for the policies of the other insurance companies.
Yes, yes. So sharing can be done. That is when the database, like how we have sir, for the education industry, we have a mark portfolio. That is, you're telling that every mark sheet has to be uploaded. It should be digital format. So that when one processes one insurance, but people are having many insurance in many company. But only thing is they should have enough income. So, for example, if I have enough income to pay my premium, then they don't have any problem. You can have LIC, you can have HDFC. But if my income level doesn't match with their premium, I think that is where they have to doubt. There are many people who have done it, and then now they are identifying all these data. That is the primary data of the people to find out a pattern and analyzing that these people will not pay the premium, these people will pay the premium. Earlier, we used this using Excel. What if analysis for the basket analysis, we used Excel, but now we have NIME, and then we have data envelopment analysis. All these things are available, so we can minimize everything, sir. The risk part of it.
Yeah, future is totally based on the AI. Yeah, all the
Yes,
human
sir. Yes,
activities and
sir.
business activities and the activities in entire society is based on AI. So the time has come to propose vote of thanks. And before that, we should thank to all the participants because a lot of responses we are getting from their feedback and all. A lot of applause is coming, and they are
Thank you,
really
sir.
feel very happy to listen your valuable words. The new terminologies they are learning, including myself. I'm so impressive towards your speech. I would like to propose vote of thanks. As a moderator, I feel very proud and privileged to have such a good platform to listen this topic. My deep gratitude to Association of Indian Management Schools for providing such beautiful platform and the name of knowledge session. My special thanks to Professor Sudhir Sharma, President of AIMS, and also former President of AIMS, Professor R. Nandagopal sir, former the RVP, Regional Vice President, Professor P. Narayan Reddy sir, and also all the board members of AIMS and the well-wishers of AIMS. Also, great thanks to management of business standard because it is associated and collaborated with AIMS in organizing such a good program, particularly
I think there is again a technical issue with Sir Saint. So thank you, madam. Thank you very much for this enlightening session. So thanks once again from inside us, and we will stop this session. Thank you. Thanks you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank
Thank you.